It's week 3. Amid weather uncertainty, schedule adjustments, and last-minute travel changes, there is one certainty: Ohio is waiting. The Hoos will be forced to leave the friendly confines of home to face the Bobcats in Music City. The visitors will certainly bring their brand of football, cultivated on the Buckeye State's rich tradition and work ethic. The Hoos have 2 Ohioans of their own in Chris Glaser and C.J. Stalker. Glaser from suburban Cleveland and Stalker from just outside of Cincinnati both embrace the unique characteristics of their hometowns, but have nonetheless found a perfect academic, cultural, and athletic fit in Charlottesville.
Yeah, so I would say the sports team is #1 in Cleveland. I mean, you got well, not LeBron anymore, but you had LeBron there when I was there. You have the Browns, and I know they didn't do too well when I was there, but the fan base there is just crazy, and especially the Indians with making the World Series run, so that's great. And then I think an hour away from me is Cedar Point, one of the best roller coaster places in the world.
First thing I think about is Skyline Chili. I don't know, Glaser probably didn't say much about that because he's not really from the Cincinnati area. Just I always growing up going there with my family, and that's something I think really stands out to me as far as, yeah, that being something that I think of whenever I think about home.
Football started in Ohio. Canton, Ohio football was created, so football is huge in Ohio. You got tough teams everywhere. There's not a single team that I didn't play in high school where they weren't tough. Everyone is good and everyone can play at a high level. Players from Ohio, I don't meet too many flashy guys, just put your head down and work. I mean, CJ does, he shows that all day, and hopefully I show that as well. But I think everybody from Ohio just knows that you got to put your head down and work and put it on for your city, whether it be from Cleveland or from Cincinnati.
I mean, from my high school and sort of where I went and the guys that I played with were not necessarily big, flashy guys that just sort of grinded all the time and maybe sneaked under the radar a little bit. That was really how I was raised with my dad, my brother and I always emphasizing sort of the competition aspect of growing up, whether it be carrying wood in for the fireplace or outside, shoveling our driveway. And my dad wouldn't really let us do it any other way but perfect. We would cut grass and we had 2 tractors, and my brother and I would always sort of, growing up I was on there maybe 12 years old. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but my brother and I would always sort of compete, who could make the lines the straightest, who could make the best looking design, whatever it may have been. And that was something that I think sort of stuck with my brother and I as we continued to develop throughout high school and then obviously throughout college and whatnot.
My dad and my mom both worked for everything they had. My dad, especially being from Youngstown, and my mom growing up in American Samoa, they all earned everything they got. Nothing was ever given to them. And I think coming here to Virginia has that same attitude and that same mindset, earn, not given. And especially with Cleveland, also being kind of a still city, just that grit.
Know thy enemy, know thyself. The values that make Ohio are the same ones that sustain Bronco Mendenhall in his Cavalier football program. Advancing the new standard requires what Glaser and Stalker contribute.
My high school specifically, and then others that even we competed against in our specific league in high school, I think a lot of those guys have high school coaches that sort of emphasize the same principles that we emphasize here as far as the academic aspect, and then obviously with Coach Mendenhall and how he does things. I'd really like to see more guys just from that area, just because maybe I can relate to with the skyline piece or just different nuances that sort of occur in that area. I'd really like to see more guys sort of from that Midwest, Ohio, Pennsylvania area come here, just because I think it would be beneficial for the program, definitely.
The same mindset as we have in Cleveland and Ohio in general. Put your head down and work for everything you got. Earn, not given, and that's the same as in Ohio, and it's the same here.